Welcome to our weekly market review. It's brought to you by ETM Analytics and Treasury One. As per usual, I'm joined by Treasury One's currency strategist, Andrei Salier. Andrei, out of a government that is in complete shutdown, the inflation figures in the US finally came out on Friday, giving the market some direction. Slightly softer, I think, than what everyone was expecting. The disinflationary trend seems to be continuing against all bets at the beginning of the year. Remember, when the tariff talks started, everyone was up in arms about what that's going to do to inflation. Well, here we are. It's continuing to cool ever so slightly. And of course, this just plays into the bets that the Fed will cut interest rates come Wednesday.
Yes, good morning to everybody. We've had some positive news. At least somebody did some work and released something out of that closed government of theirs. And they're very happy. I mean, the market is very happy with this 0.2% change in the core inflation. That's a little bit softer, and sort of saying to Mr. Powell, maybe you can sort of decide to lower interest rates, and the markets is telling us that he is actually going to lower interest rates. Of course, there's miserable people like me that takes the 0.2% and multiplies that by 12. So if you got 0.2% every month for 12 months, and you got 2.4%, and that's 0.4% above their 2% target, and 0.4% is 20% above their target rate. So as I say, there's miserable people making calculations like that. So it's not quite there where they're at their target level of 2%, but at least some positiveness. I think with the shutdown of the government, that's now in its third week. It's actually in its fourth week now.
Yeah, I've lost track, but yes.
It's going into its fourth week because it was 30th of September and we're way above, we're getting on the 25th of the month, 27th of the month. So it's in the fourth week. That could have an impact on the employment figures. And so Mr. Powell, I think, would focus rather more on the employment side than anything else, and not really that much on inflation. So yes, maybe we see an interest rate cut at the end of this week, by Wednesday, actually. And then the interesting one is that we'll have to wait for Mr. Kganyago to see what he does if the Federal Reserve lowers their interest rates.
Yes, of course, we're going to be piggybacking on which way they're swinging, but we know that the Federal Reserve Bank is staring a difficult situation in the face. Like you mentioned, the inflation is not anywhere near their target range. However, there is some systemic risk currently in the regional bank system. We're seeing some softening labor market data, the equity markets blowing up everywhere. So it is a very tricky situation. I think the 25 basis point cut is priced in, and that's good to go. What I do think everyone is looking for is the forward comment coming out from Jerome Powell, because I don't know if you remember the last comments that he made in the speech that he gave, but it was a bit confusing. It felt almost like he was standing with both feet on each side, dove and hawkish, and like they didn't know where and how exactly this is going forward. But now, there's some new risks that come out, like I mentioned, the regional banks. So I think for the forward comment, one specific thing that I know we at ETM are looking at is whether or not there will be any announcements regarding quantitative tightening. We know that the Federal Reserve has been pulling liquidity out of the market following the post-COVID stimulus measures that happened. And if that is going to stop for now, and possibly, if we do get a downturn in the US economy, what are the odds of them actually going back to QE again? So the forward comment coming from Fed Powell, I think, is going to be very interesting to look at.
I would agree with you 100%. But let's remember that Mr. Powell is standing on two legs at the moment, one within the Fed and one sort of on retirement, being pushed out. And every day that goes by, it becomes closer and closer to who will be the next man to enter into that position, to be announced by Mr. Trump.
That's right.
But I would still say that the focus remains on fighting inflation, balancing it with growth and employment figures. So what do I think comes out of this discussion or press conference is we will remain data dependent. I think
That's
that
his
little
favorite line.
there. As a cautious man, and we've learned that Mr. Powell is cautious, that's going to be there.
So the Fed is going to go down by 25 basis points. I'm assuming that could provide some support for the rand this week, right?
Does the rand actually need further support? I think it's doing pretty well on its own at the moment. But yes, we are South Africans and we can always do with even more positive news. But yes, the grey listing, we're not on a grey list anymore. That came and passed. But we said last week that we don't think that that will have much of an impact. And I didn't really think that it had much of an impact. I think the impact comes more from a dollar that's sort of losing a bit of the sunshine and helping the rand. But the rand definitely picking up a little bit if you look at the cross rates. If you look at the euro, you look at the rand, the pound, then there's definitely some strength in the rand currency as such. But I think the one that I would, instead of putting it to the grey listing that's been removed, I would focus more and saying that's got to do with our strong monetary policy that we have from Mr. Kganyago, the continuous sayings of Mr. Kganyago underlining that he's firmly in that strong monetary policy camp, fighting inflation, keeping it lower. I've seen an article where he mentioned how many billions we will be saving and how good it will be for the economy. So I think the strength of the rand is more from that end than anything else.
Well, it's going to be an interesting week. It is the Fed with its announcement. Also, of course, the meeting, well, let's see if it happens, between Trump and Xi later this week with regards to the tariff war between the two giants. So a lot of market moving potential. We will be tracking all of it. And then, Andre, we will catch up again next week.
Yes, that trade situation between China and America remains there, erratic as always. And let's just wait and see what comes from it. And whether the meeting takes place and whether it does not take place, let's see what comes out of it. But I will repeat what I've said before. Two of the biggest economies cannot be at war all the time in terms of trade. So I think there will be a solution and we will see it in the markets playing out.
Let's see. Thanks, Andre.